And Frank Dello Stritto time. See if I can dial the phone correctly. I did. I'm impressed with myself. I'm impressed.
Frank Dello Stritto, talk about movies.
Talk about Hercules.
Yes, Hercules Unchained, right?
Yes, I'm chained to the desk, but Hercules is unchained. What do you think of this? I know that you love Hercules.
Well, I gotta say, when I started going to kids matinees when I was 8 years old. That was over 50 years ago, and they're not like matinees now. These were kind of lower budget films that were played just once in the Saturday afternoon, and then it was not the evening show. The big name movies were during the evenings, and they had kids matinees for us. And nobody got us excited like knowing we were going to see a Steve Reeves movie. And it started with Hercules, but that kicked off the whole sword and scandals craze and all that. But whenever we were at the theater and the coming attractions for the next Saturday came on and it was a Steve Reeves movie, we got all excited and we really looked forward to that. So, yeah, there's always be a dear spot in my heart for Steve Reeves and especially his Hercules movies, of which there's only two. He only played Hercules twice, and I think he didn't want to play Hercules again so he wouldn't get typecast, but it seemed all the parts he played, you could take those movies and not make too many changes, and he could play Hercules, because it was usually the same kind of character and basically the same kind of plot. So action with framed around a pretty basic story. But he only played it twice. He played it in 1958's Hercules. That came to America, and it was a surprise hit. It was and that kicked it all off, as I said. And so
came to America from where?
Excuse me?
Came to America from where?
Italy.
Italy. Okay, thank you.
Italy. Well, a lot of the credits. A lot of the credits are Italian, but it's. I think there's a lot of French money, and and a lot of these. I don't think this is true of Hercules, but a lot of those films had French money, Italian talent, and they filmed in Spain. So it was pretty much a Mediterranean affair.
But he was an American, right, Steve Reeves?
He was an American. He was born in Montana, moved to California when he was a boy at 10, became a weightlifter bodybuilder, and he was Mr. Universe in 1950. And then he embarked on a screen career, and only his first two movies actually used his voice, because after that everything he was in was Italian made, and it was dubbed, and it was not dubbed by him. So if you watch this movie tonight, you'll see Steve Reeves in his glory, but you won't hear a word from him because it all comes from whoever did the dubbing for him. And I don't know the name of the actor, and I don't know if it is known. I think it was usually the same actor throughout, because I saw a lot of Steve Reeves movies, and I would have noticed the voice changed much, and it didn't. So somebody must know. I mean, I'll look that up for next. If you have a show with the original Hercules, I'll try and look it up and see if it is known who did his voice. But he was...
Yeah, did we talk about what we want to play next week?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think I sent you an email, but we hadn't decided yet.
No, well, whatever you decide. We talked about King of the Zombies. There's always the original Hercules, the one...
Oh, Hercules and the Moon Men.
Hercules and the Moon Men, yeah, that'd be fine. That is not a Steve Reeves Hercules movie, but it's an Italian muscle man movie. That's what they became known as. And we'll do that. I'm not prepared to talk about that yet because I haven't seen it since I was
right, but that's next week.
So we'll do that.
But this week we got Hercules Unchained.
Yep.
And we got 2 minutes left. I'll give them to you, Frank.
Okay, well, there's two things to look out for in this movie. One is the giant Antaeus, who you see only in the first 10 minutes of the movie, is played by the former heavyweight champion of the world, Primo Carnera. And Primo Carnera was also in Mighty Joe Young, and both times he tries to box the hero, either a giant ape or a giant Hercules, and both times he gets thrown into a pond of water. So, tight casting maybe. And the Hercules' wife is and the second billed actor in the movie is Silva Cochina, but the real woman's part in the movie is played by Sylvia Lopez as Queen Afali, who bewitches Hercules, takes his memory away, and seduces him. And when she gets bored of her husband, she has them stuffed, and she goes on to the next guy, and she's getting ready to stuff him. And but then he gets his memory back and foils that. And two things about her. One is she's only in her 30s in this movie, but she would be dead within a year of making it. She died of leukemia.
Sad.
And it must have been a very aggressive leukemia, because she doesn't look at all ill in this movie. But what she does look to our American eyes is very weird. This is the way we think of transvestites looking. And you look at the heavy makeup and the heavy eye makeup, and she just looks weird. Now, I remember when I was a kid, I saw her at 8 years old. I said, I guess I was 10 years old when I saw this. This doesn't look like any woman A I've ever seen or B I want to be with. It's a kind of a strange effect. So your audience should pay attention to that, and just see what passed for beauty in the 1950s. High tech, high fashion beauty, but it always struck me as a bit strange. If you get to watch the movie, let me know what you think of her. Okay, so next week we'll have another Hercules movies, and it won't be Steve Reeves. It'll be, I don't have the actor's name at my fingertips, but there was a whole host of Italian musclemen that came out playing these mythic figures in Sword and Sandals movies. And the first movie to kick it off was Hercules, but the one that showed it was not just the one flash in the pan, was Hercules Unchained. So after this, we had about 5 years of nothing but a procession of sword and sandals movies, superheroes and dragons,
and let's pick it up there next week.
Okay, I'll talk to you then.
Thanks, Frank.
Happy Thanksgiving. I'll talk to you in the meantime.
Yep, you too, man. Bye. Frank Dello Stritto, Visual Radio, Arch Deal, Frank Dello Stritto. Quick night. It's the 17th of November.